Welcome back to the Storyboard and Twitter special, The Conversation, Converse to Convert. Today we are discussing how brands can harness the scale and influence of conversations to drive business during the festive season. Nidhi, how has Dell Technologies done that over the past couple of years? And if you can also share some insights on the key B2B trends that we are witnessing.
Sure. So, Shivani, I'll first talk about what Kanika was also sharing in terms of how do you drive conversation, social selling, all of that. So, the notion that B2B is only rationally led is actually false because obviously the ticket size is higher, but it's actually the emotion that helps you get through the door with the customer and the rationale that helps you seal the deal. So, when I say emotion, I know it's too broad a word. So, I want to share as an example, I would say authenticity, trust, and partnership are the three emotions that we are betting on. And as an example, when we built a value proposition for startups, we pivoted on trust and partnership. We took that approach of creating a video which was talking about a narrative, the value proposition, but we were actually pivoting on how we believe in the founders' dreams. So that's what we hope to convey while being supportive of their dreams. So we did not take it to television because my audience was sitting on certain social platforms. So we were able to be very targeted. So the right content, reaching out through the right platform, intent tracking, all of that is what helped drive the needle.
Okay.
So I just wanted to share that as an example.
Okay. What are your thoughts, Mayank? How do you do it and how do you break this festive clutter in a unique way?
So, yes, I mean, we have to acknowledge that it's a clutter. I mean, being offline, be it online, it's all marketers there because there is a pull, organic pull of buying happening. So, we have to be very, very vigilant in terms of what we are communicating out there, right? So, we at Vivo, we have always been believe into joy in human relationship, in emotions, in connections. I think that's the value which we drive in the ecosystem. And I think I will second Kanika here, wherein you have to build a brand over a time, and hence you have to stand out from the clutter market. It's not being over the festive season only. It's a thorough activity done throughout the year, and we do again and again. So, given that being a festive season and we have joys and we have emotions, we have come back with a Diwali film again, wherein it's an emotion bond between a granddaughter and a grandfather, where they come together, they come to the festive, they come back home, they enjoy the festive, enjoy the relationship. I think that's very important, wherein you drive the value. I think its brand has to resonate somehow with its value and the consumer actually, and that's need to be communicated so that the user sees that value, that resonance of the particular brand, followed by some offers or something, so that the deal can happen. Right? That's our approach.
Okay. Kanika, if you can share some key takeaways, for brands from the campaigns that you are seeing currently on the platform.
Amazing, yes. I think a couple of key takeaways that I think will excite everyone. I think number one is that entertainment is actually shifting to social. So if you keep your content entertaining, little lightweight, a little meaningful at the same time, it's like you're delivering inspirational messages, but you are delivering them in a more entertaining manner, in a more fun manner. That is something that people are being very receptive to, and that's a key trend that we are seeing today. In fact, consumers look forward to brands sort of sharing this sort of content with them when they're in a joyous mood around Diwali. And what we are also seeing is that more than 60% of our consumers would be using more of social media during the Diwali season compared to before. So that's one critical key takeaway. The other one is that conversations are truly shaping culture today. When you have platforms like Twitter, people are coming, they're freely expressing their thoughts, they're sharing ideas, they're having passionate debates and discourses. Over a period of time, all this leads to a tipping point, which then eventually shapes culture. These discourses become parts of communities, the communities become very strong, and to be able to then tap into these communities can really and truly put the brand on the path of getting increased loyalty and increased advocacy from their consumers. So think about it like this, right? That today consumers are not just looking at price and quality, but they're also looking at how culturally relevant a particular brand is. What are the causes that the brand is supporting? What are the different things that the brand is doing to be emotionally more relevant and to engage with them? And the moment you partake in these conversations with a very sensitive cultural lens, and by sensitive, I mean relevant to your passion points and to your values as a brand, then you're able to really gain the respect, love, trust of your consumer and be on the path of advocacy and loyalty. So I would say these are the two key trends. Entertainment is shifting to social, and within that, we are seeing more and more people wanting to use social media this festive season. And the second one would be conversations are shaping culture. So be a part of those conversations and really influence and create movements.
Okay, over to you, Nidhi. Over the past couple of years, we have seen earlier when it came to, speaking about brand value, or talking about how valuable a particular brand is, typically when the lists would be out, we would see these big consumer-facing brands topping the list. But that has changed over the course of past couple of years, and we have seen these B2B players topping these lists. So what has, led to that change in your opinion, Nidhi? And if you can throw in some light or some insights on that aspect as well.
Sure, Shivani. I will throw in a little Dell pitch here. This is the second time Dell has been recognized as the most trusted brand by consumers. So I'd say the two things that the organization realized, that two things that are not going to stop changing. It is shifting and maturing of customer behavior and shifting and maturing of technology. So everything that Kanika is talking about is where technology can actually help you move the levers, and everything that Mayank is talking about is talking about the customer behavior as well. Now, if you look at the trends, the first one is the changing CMO priorities. Because of this shifting and maturing, if I can call it that, this calls for a customer-centric culture in the team. Which means that, are you thinking customer first? How are you looking to meet buyer expectations? That's where data comes in. How are you building a relevant brand? That's where brand authentic voice comes in and consistency comes in. And how are you predicting that customer's intent more accurately so that you're able to reach out to the customer better, strong, relevant, unique experiences? The second bit is scale, especially in a market like India. You have to have scale in your outreach. So how do you do scale and engagement in a data-driven environment while building a story? So a lot of marketeers, you would say, or focus so much on performance, but I think if you're not building the brand, you're not building that authentic voice, it will help or deter your performance marketing as well. And the third one I would call out is something that we've been doing quite successfully, is an ecosystem marketing play. So today you cannot succeed if you don't have the ecosystem working with you, and if you're not driving influence through conversations like Kanika mentioned, or what Mayank said in terms of authenticity. But is the ecosystem working with you? Industry associations, government, every aspect of who the customer comes in touch with. Are you making sure that you're part of those relevant conversation and taking the ecosystem along in this success?
Okay, and your pro tip for building value on Twitter as a platform in the coming months, Mayank?
So I think Twitter is one of the most authentic platform where the user is free to come and debate and put that conversation in place. And I think it's very, very important. And you need to understand the sensitivity of those conversations. The day you get into a trend mode, it's all positive. The moment you get into a troll, it's all negative. I think then the brand has to be very vigilant in terms of how they're managing their online reputation, and they have to be very, very cautious about it. You remember the days when we goes to a traditional retail shop, talk to about asking for a device or a mobile, and the sales guy, we used to have that conversation with that particular guy. Which phone, what price, what authenticity, what is the warranty, and XYZ. Twitter gives you that conversation part, wherein Kanika rightly says the family, the friends, the colleagues, they're part of this conversation. And more than 60% are people who you don't even know, which is outside their circle, which is the community built by virtually, actually. And hence the person get experience of their product performance and the product reviews which comes into. And hence it's very important that we kind of drive a positive conversations plus positive reviews. I think consumer is yours.
Okay, and how do you change consumer perception with these conversations, Mayank? And convert them into your consumer, especially during the festive time?
See, that's what I think I will second Kanika on that case, wherein we have to build up over the time where the perceived value of the brand They have to connect with the brand loyalty, and the brand communication and brand thought process. If that syncs with your value, I think that's where the consumer resonate the best with you, and they will drive you a positive conversation about it. You have to be a healthy brand wherein you take about the consumer, not even till the purchase, even after purchase also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kanika, final thoughts on driving campaigns around the festive season?
Yes, Shivani. I'll take a minute here to also talk about the value of innovation and disruption. Because like you said, we need to break through the clutter during the festival time. And Mayank and Nidhi have also pointed out that it's quite a cluttered space. But how do you break through that clutter authentically, so you're not trying too hard, but at the same time you're doing what is right for your brand? And I think that's where the power of innovation and disruption comes through. I'll take two examples here, and I'll probably maybe make them a little twittery, but I think they'll be relevant for everyone. Would be that, how do you innovatively use content and do something very interesting to harness the power of these brand conversations? So one example would be some work that we had done with Flipkart, where we brought together a concept called sponsored pops. And within the sponsored pops, as an idea, we had different influencers talking about different pieces. For example, tech, lifestyle, beauty, sharing their favorite products, sharing their tips. And these videos were put together beautifully in the form of a moment on Twitter. So a consumer who's interested into different aspects of shopping in one go could actually go through the entire discoverability. And then also, of course, very quickly move on to the website in case he wants to make a purchase. But the idea here is that in a very innovative way, in a Twitter moment, you could bring across, put across different influencers talking about different things that matter to a consumer today. Could be beauty, tech, lifestyle, etc. And the other piece of innovation that we're really excited and proud to share is our Twitter Blue Room. Twitter Blue Room is our premium real estate. It's the place that everyone desires and aspires to come to. So whenever we have celebrities, or whether we have influencers or we have spokespeople from different brands, there's a sense of excitement, joy, and pride when you're sitting inside the Twitter Blue Room and having a conversation. An interesting example here would be something that was done by Amazon Prime Video for one of their biggest global launches, where they had two influencers talk about the Lord of the Rings and really kind of share trivia and have fun. And all of that was shot and recorded in the Twitter Blue Room and then amplified to the desired and the right target audience. So that's a very interesting way where you use interesting spaces and you take the equity of a platform like Twitter, bring in the influencers and just take the conversation to the next level, and just create a disruption in your category. So these are just like some cool innovations that are possible. And I would really encourage marketers to tap into this very different way of thinking and elevating the brand. And if I may add, Shivani, I think the visual language today is so important. And so many consumers today, and not just the millennials, talk in the language of emojis. And when it comes to Twitter, emojis also become very cool and relevant. And we actually have an emoji engine that empowers brands today to do a conversation around their products and features by just using emojis. That also is a very interesting way to disrupt and create very powerful conversations with your consumers.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure, and the pizza emoji and the burger emoji would really work wonders for certain brand categories.
I'm sure. Absolutely. That's so well said. And I think you've seeded an idea right there in the minds of some people.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everyone.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.